welcome back to the 12 Days of Christmas Cookies for day number 7. That's right, we are over the halfway point. We are into the second half of the cookies, and I'm very excited. But first and foremost, congratulations to Miri for being the official first. Seamus is the official second, and Wazo is the official third, even though Wazo pulled a Miri today and did redeem first prior to Firebot being on and able to calculate it. Welcome in, you guys. I saw Kissy and Cherie and Ellen D and Bean as well, and Miri is streaking. We've already got our first naked person in chat. Huzzah, huzzah. And of course, Seamus is here. Seamus is absolutely here. And Kissy did not answer the question on whether or not she has eaten, so very suspicious. Very, very suspicious. I hope you guys are all doing well. Streaky, streaky! Streaky, streaky! Oh my gosh. I was going to be on time today, you guys. I was going to be right on time at 5 p.m. Eastern. You thought you were being terribly clever. I know you did, Wazo. I know you did, but until I hit the power button on Firebot, it doesn't actually record the responses. Can we make a Seamus cheats emote kind of like Mare? You know, we probably could, Cherie. We probably could. Because Seamus does cheat. It's true. It is true. I'm assuming your crossed arms emote was because first, second, and third were just boom, 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 gone. What, Smeagol? You had wets. They're still on the mat. What are you crying about? Yeah? Do you need attention? Come here. Come here. You can stand with me while I talk. Come here. Come on. Come on over here. Yeah? Oh. Normally it's your sister, but today it's you. And he's gonna lay right across. Oh, no, you're not getting on the island. You can just have Uppy's time. He does have an unfair advantage. It's true. It's true. He could also have an unfair advantage if you lived here. Yes. Is that better, Smeagol? Is this what you needed? Is this what you needed, little boy? He can't decide what he needed. Oh, are you stuck? Of course you're stuck. They've all decided I'm a jungle gym. It is ridiculous. What? What are we? Can you not? He has terrible claw control. So he gets stuck in everything. Ayo. You're good at keeping people warm? Yeah. Yeah. It was a kitty. That's Smeagol. Smeagol is just crying right now, and I don't know why. He's got his wet food. There's dry food if he wants to eat that. He gets plenty of attention. He can come to me for attention. He can go to Seamus for attention. He's just in one of those look at me mom kind of moods. I bought my dogs to put shirts and vests on today. Oh, I believe it, Cherie. It's 70 Fahrenheit today, and we are sitting out in a hammock in the backyard. Wazo, I'm so jealous. But you know what? Speaking of that, it was 40 Fahrenheit here today, which is balmy for December. So I was like, I need to get my holiday cards out. I need to take them down to the post office because that is the only place where I for sure know that there is a drop-off box to put said envelopes in. And I was like, you know, I've walked down there before. It's only a mile in one direction. This will be fine. How bad can the sidewalks be? Because it's a main road. Okay, the sidewalks are bullshit. Some of them don't even exist. So I was doing the like wibble wobble across uneven, packed down, dirty garbage snow. And then so I would do that for a chunk, and then a sidewalk would appear, and then it would disappear, and I'd do more wibble wobble, and then it would appear and disappear. So heading down instead of taking the normal route that I can take because I can walk against traffic, whereas all the other traffic, has to do with the one-way thing, I veered out because I was like, the sidewalk goes that way. I'll just circle back. That was a mistake. It gave me an extra half mile of walking and 20 minutes of walk time because there was no easy route back. I knew, and I know that the roads down there are just spaghetti roads. They were put in as an afterthought. This area it's more of an industrial area that then sprung up with a mall and everything, and they kept kind of like trying to piece the roads together without actually having a plan. So it is spaghetti down there. It is awful. They're slowly trying to fix it, but it's still spaghetti and it's still awful. And the sidewalks are really not cleared. So I ended up in an area that's unfamiliar to me, trying to go out and around the block, had to pull up Google Maps to figure out which side of the post office I was on, circle back. So there was 20 minutes of unaccounted for time between me leaving the apartment and me getting back to have time to sit, chill, hydrate, take a rinsing shower to get rid of sweat, and then be live by 5. So when I got home at 10 to 5, I was like, yeah, that ain't happening. There's no way I can be ready to go in 10 minutes in general. I really can't be ready to go in 10 minutes this time. So we're an hour behind, but it's okay. I got so many steps in. I ended up doing 2.5 miles of walking, and there was a giant hill to climb back up that I went down to get to the postal box, and all my holiday cards are in the mail, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Mary, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. So yeah, it's been an adventure. My legs are going to really feel it tomorrow, but thank goodness, so long as I keep moving tonight, they will hold me up. It's when I stop that we're going to have the problem. And tomorrow, when I do the candy canes, those are a sit-down kind of cookie for the most part. So I don't have to worry about that. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Because holy smokes, that would be a problem. I'm going to be hydrating like crazy though, because I did sweat a lot doing that walk. I really did. I made it back before dark though. The street lights were coming on, but I made it back before dark. All right. That being said, we are doing the Pepparkakor today. We are going to be baking them. They were the last thing we put together last night. They are a chilled dough. Pepparkakor are Swedish ginger snaps. So this is a recipe that if you remember, I think it was back in September, we tested it out on stream and made sure that it was gonna work and taste good in preparation for today. So today we are baking our second round ever of Pepparkakor. Well, technically third round because of the way I did the dough last time, but it's semantics. Second time on stream. The dough is still in the fridge. I actually still have to grab my cookie cutter because my brain is just like here, there, and everywhere, as it is apparently these days. But that's all we're doing tonight. We are rolling Smeagol bits. We are rolling out the cookie dough on my pastry cloth, cookie cutting it, and baking it in my already preheated oven. I'm gonna have to do like 15 trays probably to get through all of them, but they bake at 6 minutes. So they're fast. They're really fast. So let me find cookie cutter and get dough. We need both of those things or we can't make this happen. I'm pretty sure the cookie cutter's in this drawer. Oh, it is. Handy. Very handy. Did I use this? I did use the smallest one last time. Yes. Yes. Yes, I did. Ugh. Oh my gosh. What the heck? Are you like Did you seal yourself to the thing? Oof. It's so heavy it like glued itself to the fridge shelf. All these cookies are disappearing to people on my list. I have a 1, 2, 3, a 4-page list, because the last page is just notes of people and places that these cookies go to. So I need 22 boxes and 3 trays. So that's 25 locations, not including what Seamus and I keep. A lot of people get cookies. A lot of people get cookies. This is like the ultimate form of my love language. I send cookies on Christmas. A whole freaking lot of cookies. And apparently at this point, I inspire other people to bake, which I love too. Okay. And you might be looking at this and saying, how is this gonna make 20 dozen cookies? We roll it out a 1/16 of an inch thick. Like, it's gonna be thin. If I can break a chunk off. More than that. This is like friggin' cement. A little bit more, maybe? Just a little bit, thank you. And I am a re-roll kind of person. I will roll and re-roll until I get as many cookies out of it as I possibly can. I do not believe in wasting dough because you've rolled it out a certain number of times. 9 times out of 10, the cookies that come from the re-rolled dough are fine. Yeah! I love cookie time of year. This is, like, it's a lot of work. I am not gonna deny the fact that I put in a whole lot of work to make all of these cookies. I'm also not going to deny the fact that the Christmas cookie time of year has jaded me to making cookies any other time of the year. And how much work it takes, or lack thereof, comparatively. But I really enjoy this. I picked the tradition up from my late grandmother on my dad's side, and this is what I do. I bake and I know things. Sit there for a second. I need flour. These were so good, Wazo. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed them. Yeah, Wazo was one of the recipients of the test Pepparkakor. Flour your surface, very important. And then also flour your rolling pin, which is going to look like you're fondling your rolling pin, but it's fine. The rolling pin consented. And it's got protection, so we're all good. We're all good. Okay. Shut the fuck up, Watch. It is not time to be more active. No. No, Watch, no. I went to OT today and they specifically did not go hard on me because they asked what cookies I was making and I told them about this and they were like, yeah, you're gonna get like some heat, some ultrasound for inflammation. Here's 2 easy exercises and you can go home. Don't do anything else outside of cookies. Fondle your rolling pin. Exactly. Fondle it good. And then use it to teach that dough a lesson. Oop. Ugh. This gets easier to work with as it warms up a little bit and the flatter you get it. So don't lose hope if you're struggling with a cold dough. I wanted to make cookies today, but I've been up for 26 hours now with only an hour nap thrown in there. Bean, why are you still awake? You should be asleep then. Unless you're trying to fix your sleep schedule, in which case you have to wait for an appropriate time. But still, like, holy smokes, 26 hours? What happened? What happened? Woo. Don't take the dough with you. Yeah, this is gonna seem like super thin, and it is super thin. I probably have it down to almost a 32nd of an inch, honestly. But that's okay. What's not okay is why is there a bump in my fabric? Was there like a stuck-on thing? Ooh. That could be bad. Hold on. Why? Yeah, it's right there. Do we have an imperfection in the rolling pin, or is it like something that got stuck in the cloth itself? It's in the cloth itself. Okay. Sometimes little bits of cookie dough get stuck to the cloth, and even though I wash this after use, it can still cause issues. Bubbly, hi, welcome in. We're making parkour cookies, yeah. Hi, Dova, welcome in, how are you? Because I just ate and don't like to eat and go straight to bed, that's fair. The thing that I was saying that could be bad, is this the right end? My rolling pin might be splitting. So that's a thing. It definitely is swollen, and part of it is like delaminating. Whoops. Anyways, set this on this side. I can sit back there, and this guy can go over on the counter, which will open up space for a cookie tray. Wood shaving's my favorite, right? Hi, Batwoman. Hi, Emmy. Welcome in, guys. How are you? All right, now we just start punching cookies. I'm pretty sure I can only get 16 per tray, but I might actually be able to get more. If I remember right, these don't spread. So we'll see how many we get. I marked down for 16, but we may get more than that. Oh, we're gonna definitely get more than that, so I'll have to update my sheet. Give me a moment. I'll remember with this one to show you just how thin. Very thin. They're very, very thin. They're gonna puff up a little bit, but you want them thin because that's how they're snappy. If you would like ginger soft cookies, don't roll them as thick and you'll get less of them. And bake for a little longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we're going to get 6 across. Nice, nice. I'm okay with that. Maybe we'll get like 30 per tray. That would definitely speed things up a bit. Not that we have to go fast, but you know. I will also say the flour that ends up on both sides, because like the bottoms are very floury, you won't have that when they come off of the tray. It like goes away, but it does help as like a natural non-stick agent. Which is kind of cool. You're very tired? Have you had a busy day? Aside from trying not to die to ghosts with Jazz Waifu? Oh no, you lost your voice, Bubbly? I'm doing good, Batwoman. How about yourself? Or did you answer that? You did answer that. Default response on the way. I'm glad to hear you're doing good. Yeah, this recipe is slated to make 7 dozen. I tend to get 10. Again, when it comes to recipes like this, where you're punching with a cookie cutter or you're using balls of rolled dough, it will vary from person to person based on the size of the thing that you're using to make the cookie. So this is like, I'll let you see it based on the palm of my hand. It's not a very big cookie cutter. So I will end up getting more out of this than maybe somebody else might. Which is why, even though it's stated to make approximately 7 dozen, I got 10 because the cookie cutter size that they used for it was probably bigger than mine. Not by much. There's also the fact of like, they're telling you approximately how thin to roll it out. But if you roll it a little thinner, you'll get more cookies. If you roll it a little thicker, you'll get less. It's one of those things. I hear the clicky-clacky of Seamus typing. Parkour! We are making parkour. Yep. Just haven't been sleeping well. I'm really unmotivated to do anything. Plus my asthma is getting back. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your asthma. Measuring that against your hand could be variable. You could have giant hands. That is true, Wazzo. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Oh, he's in VC. Possibly with my brother. Yeah. See, it's not rolled as thin, but it's still, like, the cookies are thin enough. Oh, speaking of. Yeah, now piss off so I can have Seamus while he plays ships. Sheesh. Imagine playing ships instead of just hanging out in stream. Imagine Pepperoni. Yeah, so I think I might actually roll this center part a little thinner. But we're going to get 24 per tray, so we get 2 dozen at a go. That does not break my heart at all. So that'll be 2, 4, 6. I'll get 8 dozen in a whack. So I'll need 8. I'll need 5 trays worth? 10 trays. So let's make this just a hair thinner. Doesn't take much. Doesn't take much. Yeah, they're gonna play World of Warships, it sounds like, which is toxic. It's PvP. All PvP games are toxic to some degree.
No. Stop it.
If you end up being able to hear them, you just let me know. And then I'll go shut his door. One, two, three, four, 5, and a 6. No, you stop. Oh, you could hear him? That's just because people are toxic? There's that. You're not wrong, Hemi. Okay. I'm going to set this tray back over here so we can just have maximum space while we roll this back out. Yes, the extra flour does dry it out a little bit, but like I said, I've never had an issue really with re-rolling cookies. Because what I'm gonna do is not just re-roll this lump, I'm gonna grab from my big guy that is gonna have more moisture in it, and that's gonna rehydrate this to some degree and make it better. It's just lots of people suck. Yeah, a lot of people do suck. Some in good ways and a lot in bad ways. A little bit of reflouring to make up for what was grabbed by the last one. Fondle your rolling pin again. All the flouring. Yeah, so this is moist, this is not. Smash them together. They'll share. Full speed high! There's a reason why Saknika's cookie steak's extra sweet. It's because she's sweet and her touch makes them perfect. Aw, you're too sweet. You're too sweet to me, Full Speed. How are you? My day was good today, Bubbly. I went to occupational therapy and they were nice to me because I'm baking cookies and they didn't want to beat me up. And then I came home and made a good mistake in choosing to walk to the post office where the drop box is to send out the holiday cards. It's good for my health. It was a nice 2.69, like literally not making that number up, 2.69 mile walk that I took. Ayo. And it should have only been 2.2 miles. But I made an oopsie trying to stay on actual plowed sidewalks. So there was that. But it worked out. Like I got a nice walk in. I got my heart rate up. I have dropped 1.5 pounds when I checked yesterday of weight. So that's always nice. I'm pretty good. I have food now and I get to watch a snack make snacks. Ooh woo. Smack your dough. Why? I don't know. I just always do. Ugh. Should've. Oh, hang on. I went to work today and the kids made fun of your voice. No! I would walk 69 miles and she'll walk 69 more. That's right, Bubbly. You should have told them the elf on the shelf cursed you for touching her. What though? They would be terrified. Yeah, I don't know if that was a blessing or a curse for you, Full Speed, that you woke up early to go to work and then got told you didn't have to go to work. Because, like, on the one hand, potentially yay day off. But on the other hand, like, you woke up early. You could have slept in. And, you know, having money around the holidays is kind of nice. Okay, I need you to go over here for a second so I can really roll all the way back. Oh yeah, tonight is definitely going to be a compression sock for my hand kind of night. I can tell already. And come Monday, after I've done this, and I've done the cookie press cookies, it's going to be a real joy at OT. Okay, yeah, that feels sufficiently thin all the way around. When you do massage, your hands get pretty sensitive, and you can tell by touch. Okay, now this can sit over here and be out of the way. We have a Grinch version of Elf on the Shelf, so I could have said that. Oh my gosh, Bubbly. This is not a blessing. That is a fuck you from the world. Ugh, right? It could be Hemi. I got my check 2 days earlier this week. Time to buy people a shit ton of coal. You know, heating costs are expensive, so coal could be nice if you've got the right furnace. Just saying. I get something nice, though, because I'm the cookie master. I'm just making that up. I have no idea. I make no demands of anybody. But the fate of Snickerdoodles rests in your hands, Full Speed. No, I'm kidding. Snickerdoodles are in January. Snickerdoodles are in January. We don't need that in Texas. I know you don't need that in Texas. We do in New York. Today, oh my gosh, it's 42 degrees outside right now, Fahrenheit. It's fucking a heat wave right now. Haven't turned on the heat in a couple of years. My God. I need it all. Heat, air conditioning, fans. Just depends on the time of year. I really like the fluted cookie cutter for these two. It's simple. The smell of the ginger is so strong, though. It's almost like burning my nose. What are you doing, Full Speed? Thank you so much. I loves you too. But like, what are you doing, sir? I don't know how to respond to that, except for to say thank you. That is amazing. I said no. Full Speed's just guaranteeing that he definitely gets Snickerdoodles in January. Full Speed is a good time on Twitch. He was playing DBD earlier today. You are way too kind, Full Speed. You're locking in those motherfucking cookies. Yeah. Yup. Yup. I knew it. Full Speed might be addicted to the snickerdoodles. Just a little bit. He might constantly ask me for like 500 dozen snickerdoodles. I'm not exaggerating that number. That is what he literally asks for, and Collect is like, that's not how it works. Because Full Speed and Collect are together. They are a beautiful couple. A beautiful poly couple. Since you said we're technically besties at this point, I mean, this is true. He is logging in for those cookies. Next year, we aim for 50,000 dozen. Oh my god. That's so many cookies, Full Speed. That's so much flour. I'd have to have it trucked in. I'd need more space. I don't know how big you think my house is, but it's not that big. Okay. There's another tray together. Let's get the next tray going. I'm going to put together 3 trays, and then I will, from there, start baking them, because at 6 minutes a pop, they're gonna go fast. 750 dozen plus 1, it's over 9,000, right? Gonna break her poor hands. No, I'd like to break. Ooh woo, Full Speed. Ooh woo. Next year, maybe next year is the year we get to see each other in person again, Full Speed, because we didn't have the mini meetup the past couple years. So mini meetup was something organized by I Hate Being Scared and Calamari, aka Mari, in Minneapolis, and that's where I met Collect and Full Speed. It was just a gathering of people on Twitch that were friends with Eric or Mari. And it was a really good time. I got to meet a whole bunch of people who I only had internet names for previously, and I didn't know Collect or Full Speed at all at that point. But it just, like, we hit it off. And now we're good friends. And they're on the holiday card list, among other things. So your card is in the mail at the very least, Full Speed. Yours and Collect's. And we slap Meyer's butt together in DBD, which is always a good time. Right? It would be nice, wouldn't it? Fun memories, right? Fond memories of the mini meetup. It was a good time. It was a good time. And now that I know certain people better, if I did it again, there would be things I would do differently, because before we were all like, we were kind of figuring out each other, because there were so many of us that came in from different communities and didn't really know each other. So it was that like awkward introductions phase, and a lot of Mall of America, so much Mall of America. But now that I know some people better and whatnot, like there would be certain activities that I could just go and do with them, which would be fun. At some point, I want to organize a everybody meet up in Salem, Massachusetts kind of thing, because a lot of us really like horror games and history and witchy shit. So like the golden trifecta of just meeting up and hanging out. I think that would be cool. And the beauty, I will say this too, the beauty of meeting up in public spaces and not near anyone in particular's home and whatnot is it can be a little bit more open, because it's a little safer when you're meeting up in a giant public space. That's what in theory, right? You have to be somewhat careful. You don't want just any old Joe Blow coming and potentially causing issues, but for the most part, it does make it safer. It's like Internet Safety 101. If you're gonna meet a friend off of the internet, meet them in public. Do not go to their house. Do not meet at a hotel. Well, unless you're meeting in the lobby of the hotel. Like, meet them in person, but in public. I remember when internet safety was still new. Oh, the 90s and early 2000s, where your parents were like, you can't talk in the chat rooms because they're gonna find out where you live and then you're gonna get abducted. That's what my mom always told me. You can bodyguard, but you charge cookies. Good thing I am very good at baking cookies. I have no doubt you could bodyguard full speed. The 90s and early 2000s, yeah, how I miss the, right? Simpler times. It was way simpler then. Come here, cookie. Onto the tray. Can I squeeze 2 more out of this? Not quite. I need 1 more for this tray. Set that there. Gather it up. Wasn't horrible event after horrible event. All the freaking, right? Yeah, we had a war going on. Like, obviously 9/11 was not great. And being a New Yorker, I'm not even in the city, but the whole of the state was really affected by 9/11. Like, it was a thing. But that was like the only thing that really happened for a while. And then we got away scot-free for like 7 years before the housing crash of 2008. And ever since like 2008, we've just been rapidly going downhill. Give uppies and sit back on feet, or like pick up and toss like a football. Depends on who it is. Facts, full speed. I love your uppies. Yeah, 9/11 wasn't great. We can't say we're doing much better. We're not. Fucking 2008. Yeah, 2008 was dog shit. 2008 is when I left photography school and thought I was going to start a photography business. Joke's on me. And that is when I learned that people lie or have very misconstrued notions about the state of the world. Because I literally asked when I was in photography school and they were telling us the prices we could charge and stuff. I was like, but what about if the economy doesn't want to support it? Like, what if people can't afford that? And they were like, you'll find the people who can afford it. They'll come to you. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I got news for you, Hallmark. I missed the 90s, not for what it was, but the hope I had for the future back then. Now we're in that future and yeah, Nivex, yup. We thought we had such a good future ahead of us, and then we got there. Remember when it was the early 2000s and we thought 2020 we'd have flying cars and shit by now? Yes, I do, Hemlock. Where the fuck are my flying cars? The 90s were shit. I went to Desert Storm in 91 and then spent the rest of the decade in a toxic marriage to an alcoholic. It sounds like you just made poor choices, Seamus. At least as far as the marriage goes. I think the military was not a poor choice. You just, you were there at an inopportune time. We really set our hopes up. We did. Right? It sounds like him, doesn't it? Also, when did you change your name color to purple, Seamus? You're just out here constantly changing the color of your screen name. Either that or OBS is fucking with me. A great choice this time, or should I be worried? I mean, I'm a ginger, okay? You should be worried in general. I'm not an alcoholic, and I'm not a narcissist, but I am a ginger, so that comes with its own set of crazy. Fondle that rolling pin. There we go. Yay. Actually, I want this over here. He's green on your screen? Okay, yeah, in my OBS, he's purple. He's blue on your end. My name is what it is. I didn't know I could... You didn't know you could change... Seamus, you pay for Turbo. You can pick a custom color for your name. That's one of the Turbo perks. It's really nice. That's why I have a custom light purple so that I stand out. Ugh. Yeah, Hemi understands the curse of the ginger. Your soul goes away. Your sanity goes away. That's what it means to be with a ginger. No sanity, no soul. Spicy everything because we have spicy hair. I taught Seamus things about himself that he didn't realize existed about himself because I am a spicy individual. Things that are not necessarily TOS appropriate. We'll just leave that. Leave it like that. Your imagination can do its job. Yep, okay. Should be thin enough. Rolling pin, I'd really like it if you would not... You know what? You can sit up there then, if you're gonna be a butt. You just noticed you have a hammer, Seamus. See, now he's red on my end. We had such high hopes for 2020, then we got a worldwide pandemic entitled people doing whatever they want, killer hornets, and almost a third world war. Yeah, basically, Hemi. Basically. Okay, I need just one for this sheet. And then we're going to put our first one in. Our first one in. He's orange for you. He probably did select orange. It's like a reddish rusty orange. Okay. I need a timer phone. Please, thank you. Give me... Did I have to bake these for longer? No, I don't think I did. 6 minutes. We're going for the 6. And my 2020 included my then partner blowing me off on a milestone birthday the week before the shutdowns hit, and then her dumping me but not bothering to tell me. That's bullshit, Nivex. That's bullshit. Shame on her. Or him. Oh, her. You did say her. Okay, let me put these in. Start the timer. Mark the sheet. Mark the stream. And grab our last tray. Can the world please just chill the fuck out? Like no school shootings or stupid political decisions. Can we please just take a fucking break? I agree, Hemi. I agree. I also would like the world to just find some inner peace and stop being a butthead. Like, we all think it's interesting-ish to read history and be like, man, I wonder what it would have been like to live through that back then. I'm tired of living through history. Okay? I'm tired. We've done enough. It's somebody else's turn after our generations, you know, leave for a little bit. It's time for another golden era. It's not going to happen too soon, but it's time. Hi, Fantacorn. On the first day of Cookie Miss, Saknika made for me Awans by the millions. What the heck are even these? Oh, I did make so many Awans. I did. Like... I have 2 of these. Full of Awans. 2 of them. They are... Where is the size? Carefully. 22.2 quarts or 710 ounce size containers or 21 liters. There's a lot of Awans in these things. How are you, Fantacorn? Everyone's shut the fuck up, stay in their own little corner and leave everyone else the fuck alone. Right, stop touching the other people, right, Hemi? I don't think we are gonna ever get another golden year. I think we're just Ewan, Ewop. A lot of these nuts in this thing. Oh my god, bubbly. There's no nuts in my Ewans. 0 nuts. Yeah, I was chatting with Kissy and BU in the EBGG space last night, and basically the way I feel like our current climate is it's a pendulum that swings back and forth, right? And when you have a perpetual motion pendulum, at times it goes all the way out to the extremes, and at times it stays very much in the center, and we're very much, the pendulum is hitting out to the extremes time of life. So it will eventually go back to the center. It's gonna have to for the survival of humanity. We're just not there yet. We're just not there yet. And we may not see it in our lifetime, but I hope for my future lifetimes, because I believe in reincarnation, that we make it there. Maybe in one of my future lifetimes I'll get to see it. Not cookie cutter over the weird little split in the dough. You're not betting on the survival of humanity? I think we'll survive. Humans are a pretty tenacious animal. And I also, like, sometimes you gotta burn it down to repair it, if that makes sense. That's why sometimes, like farmers, to rejuvenate their fields, they will burn them to put nutrients back in. So we're probably just going through that part, and it sucks. It sucks a lot. I'm not even gonna pretend on that. It does suck. Hopefully, though, you know, we get through it quickly and we can get back to the not sucky part. Ugh. I've almost got the last available tray until the first one comes out full. Huzzah! Huzzah! One more space on this tray. There we go. On the second day of Cookie Miss, Saknika made for me peanut butter blossom she promises to mail to me. I don't have your address, Fantacorn. I can't mail you shit. I don't want to live through this life and you're going to try to make me go through another. I mean, maybe you could get reincarnated as a cat. Timer. First set of cookies coming out of the oven. I think. Yeah, we'll take them out. They're one of those where because they're already like a goldeny color, it's hard to see if the edges have goldened up. And that's kind of what you're looking for, to just know that, yes, they have cooked long enough. Next tray in. Start the timer. Mark it down and add the cookies on in here. You can fix that. I bet you can. But I don't think I have enough to send you very many if you did. It will be messy, Nivex. Yep. To be another world war with millions of deaths. Otherwise, our planet is not going to survive the rate we're growing at. There's this very interesting thing, though, where Mother Nature tends to balance things out, right? And it's fascinating. So when we had the 2 world wars and we lost so many men to war, we actually saw an increase of male babies being born versus female. Likewise, there will be something, and it could be another pandemic for all we know. I mean, the bubonic plague took care of some of the population issues in Europe, sad to say. Nature will find a way. Could be disasters, who knows? It's not pleasant to think of, but nature always finds a way. On the 3rd day of Cookie Miss Technica Made for Me, thumbprints by the dozen that look so pretty. Aw, they are pretty, aren't they? You're writing me a whole song, Fantacorn. I love it. The planet will be fine. Mother Nature's struggling to hold on for dear life a little bit. A little bit. Hi, Hera. Yeah? What's going on? What's going on, tiny girl? A little spinny. Also, did modern medicines? Yes. Modern medicine is definitely changing the playing field, but nature finds a way. Get these off here to cool, and then I will be able to start punching out more cookies. Whoop. They're just ever so slightly golden at the edges, and they're so pretty, and they smell so spicy. It's actually like they're spicy enough that I feel like I need to sneeze. It's tickling the inside of my nose. Oh, I didn't grab a container for these. I'll get that at some point. There will be a slight lull, I'm sure, and I'll go grab a container at that point. Nice thing, these can go in one of my smaller containers. Oh, okay, Hera, bye. She charges in and she charges away. If we want to let natural selection do its thing again, Hemi, we need to stop putting warning labels on curling irons that say not to use internally, or to, you know, not use internally well on as well. Specifies both. On the 4th day of Cookie Miss Technica made for me, bonbons made with icing of red and green, and yellow and orange and white. On the 5th day of cookie mistacking you made for me, chocolate crinkles that look so starry. Yeah. Or to not eat time, right? We almost had to make a law that laundry detergent couldn't be brightly colored because people might want to eat it. I don't think we need a law about that. Use your brain. Use your brain, people. Please. Yeah, there are definitely some things that make me question what humanity thinks it's doing or not doing, as it were. On the 6th day of cookie mistacking made for me, Christmas balls that make me wonder, do they ring-a-ling? If you lick them. No, they don't make any sound. No sound. But they are delicious. They have like this beautiful, so I describe them being reminiscent of the old Pillsbury cut and bakes, but they like have this beautifully buttery flavor to them. They're just so good. Timer. Timer. Oh. I wish I could transmit smells through the internet so that you guys could smell what my apartment smells like right now. As if some of you don't wish you lived closer to me enough as it is. If you could smell what it smells like in here. Start the timer. Make a mark. Yup, there was the set yourself on fire challenge. Again, don't understand why anybody thought that would happen. We are on the 7th day. We are on the 7th day, Fantacorn. Condom challenge. I had two versions. One was filling a condom full of water and then dropping it on someone's head. Wait. How would that suffocate a person? If you're just dropping it, I'm assuming you're dropping it like a water balloon. Second was people would snort a condom up their nose and try to grab. Yeah, that one was really dumb. The snorting one. It's a good way to get a condom stuck in your lung. Stupid shit hurt, and sometimes it does. You don't even know how bad I want what you're cooking now because... Oh, because they don't break. Wouldn't it just bounce off, though? I mean, if they're asleep and like not conscious enough to move it, that would be a problem, but... I don't know. People are dumb. People are very dumb. That's what Darwinism talks about. I'm taking you're a big Ginger Snap fan, Fantacorn. Okay, we gotta take the other ones off the tray. It's not as easy to get it off your head. Oh, wait, they weren't just like tying it off and dropping it like a water balloon. They were like putting water in it and then stretching it over their face? Are they... I'm not even going to ask if they're stupid, but... If you are a full-grown sane adult and you put literal poison in your body intentionally... If you make stupid choices like that, and you have bad consequences, you definitely earned them. I will never wish death on people, but I will also not deny fucking around and finding out is fully earned. Yeah, the ginger snaps, the Pepparkakor, are my fiance Seamus's second favorite cookie for Christmas at this point. His top ones are the bonbons. I don't know if you heard me mention it to Kissy Fantacorn, but I did mention to her that next year, perhaps I will participate in the Secret Santa, and what I will send out will be cookies to somebody. Homemade cookies. Because I think that would be an excellent thing to get in a Secret Santa, personally. It's also much easier for me to do than trying to purchase something else. And then I just have to time the shipping right. Which, honestly, that's not too difficult. This is the second tray. Hi, Lunar. Welcome in. I am taking it if you're just popping in, you can't stay. But hello. I hope you're doing well. Oh, it's not when it lands on the head properly. It would often get stuck and make... Interesting. And if you pop it, it has the potential to actually cling worse to your head. That's bizarre. I did not know any of this about condoms. Are still trying for a Darwin Award, right? Dropped on the head, but the end was still... Oh. I see now, Hemi. Yeah, that is stupid. That's really stupid. And yes, they fill with water like a balloon, drop it, then it encapsulates the head, make it difficult to breathe. Be your Secret Santa. Ginger snaps are your most favorite cookie, but only if they're done right. Well, I got 5-star reviews on these ones, so I think I did them well. Got 19 seconds on the clock, so we'll be yoinking off another piece of this for the next round of stuff on a tray, but I'm gonna go grab that tray out of the oven and put the next one in. Like, this is what I mean when I say sometimes the cookies catch up to me. These are such a short bake time that these ones always catch up to me. And, oop, don't grip it so hard. That's hot. I actually need these to only be in for 5 minutes on these trays. My darker trays are definitely cooking them a little faster. Start. So, I definitely think that these are that kind of cookie. Snappy, but not too spiced. That being said, the spice level seems to go up a little bit as they settle, but not a lot, because I'm a big one of, I don't like too much cinnamon or ginger or cloves or any of those spicy spices, but these ones are okay. I can eat these. Trying to comprehend the stupidity of the human race because... Yeah, people do. I try not to allow people to surprise me with the depths of the really ridiculous ideas that they can come up with. I just shake my head and do not repeat their mistakes. You'll put all the gingers in your mouth? I'm sure you would, Seamus. Ooh, ooh. I have had snaps that burn my mouth because of the amount of ginger. Oh, that sounds miserable. No, that sounds miserable. I did start the timer, didn't I? Yes, I sure did. Let me at least get this broken apart. It's warming up, so it's easier to get chunks off of. And then mix them together. Just grab some popcorn, sit back and watch, right? Yep, that's what I do. Shake my head at the latest weird fad that's real bad. I mean, we didn't exactly come up with great ones in the 90s. The snorting cinnamon challenge, I'm pretty sure that started in the 90s. Real bad idea. Natural selection, exactly, Fantacorn. It is. It sure is. Okay, set that there. Wrap this back up. And we actually need to take stuff off of the tray real fast. Yeah. Seamus, my fiance, is a horny old goat and will make all of the inappropriate comments and jokes. So please do not be surprised. Ooh, these are so much darker. It's like I baked 2 different kinds of cookies. But it's because the trays are darker. Sometimes it does that, and since these are so thin, I'm not surprised. So yeah, I dropped the time by 1 minute for the other tray that's in there. But they'll still be yummy. Yummy, yummy in someone's tummy. And I'll finally get a solidly good picture the way I like them for all of my cookie imagery for Christmas time. Yeah. Yeah. I even at one point, because I usually end up with a lot of extras, and there were times before I dialed my amounts in that I ended up with hundreds of extras. Like I would need, for example, 5 dozen of them, and I would make 9 dozen that I looked into being able to donate these to a food bank, but because I don't have a commercial kitchen, I am not legally allowed to, which is a shame. It's a shame, honestly. Who came in? Hi, Biblio, how are you? Fantacorn is behaving very well. He wrote me a song. It was very nice. They will do the dumbest things for entertainment, Hemlock. It's true. As he should. Hi, Suspenders. Welcome in. How are you? Okay. We're going to take the cookies that are in there out. So I'll just turn this a little further. And then we're going back to cookie cutting because I don't even have a full tray ready yet. The cookies are faster than I am. Yeah, dropping it by 1 minute was the right answer for the darker trays. Which means I need it to go up by a minute because we're starting in with the lighter trays. And happy to hear that, yeah. He's being quite the gentleman. Which must be why you picked him, or he picked... Well, I'm assuming here that maybe you picked Fantacorn. I don't know who picked whom. I just know that you're both good people and I enjoy your company. Yeah, we were talking about having faith in humanity and the stupid shit that they do. I did say nice things, Fantacorn, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. I'm almighty and powerful in my ability to say nice things, like go follow Kissy Kitten. And that L&D is amazing and wonderful and a gem, and that Biblio is good people and Fantacorn is a gentleman, and I have the best teammates in the world. Why are you splitting, Doe? Here. Try again. Did you get too warm or something? Hi, May. You are not a gentleman. Easy dodge. I'm doing good, May. How are you? Bubbly, you already know you're a good bean. You know you're a good bean. This is unusual. I've not had it just crack and break like that. Being fussy. You are a cozy unicorn. This is true, Fantacorn. If Biblio's saying you're very cozy, I'm guessing he likes to cuddle. You're doing well. I'm glad to hear that. You got some achievements done in Pete today? Let's go. What ones did you get? And were you playing with friends or were you playing solo? That's one of the games that I've 100%ed. A teensy correction? Absolutely, Fantacorn. Please call him Warden? Absolutely. Absolutely. I can call him Warden. I am very guilty of taking the first part of a name. He likes it better. I can do that. No problemo. Warden it is. That looks better. Now you just stay together, Doe. You just stay together while I roll you out nice and thin. Behave yourself. I know that's difficult in this environment where all of us are misbehaving, but behave yourself. Yeah, I'm very, I will just take what I think will make a good nickname, and if it's not one you prefer, just let me know, and I can change that. Because I've definitely been there where I've had nicknames that I just friggin' hate. Worst nickname of my life that I laugh at now because it's honestly hilarious, but I did not like it as a 14-year-old in high school. We had just learned about Alexander Hamilton in school, in history class, and my one friend insisted on calling me Hamilton because I had red hair. I thought I was gonna have to hide a body at some point. I was like, girl, you need to stop. It took her 4 months to stop calling me that. Fantacorn, because I heard somebody else call you that. Will you help me hide a body? There was a good reason, yeah. I would absolutely help you hide a body. In a heartbeat. Yay! Hamilton. Oh my God, bubbly. You had such a freaky sense of deja vu, your brain is confused? Oh boy. Did I miss May's achievements? No, okay. Sometimes I feel like I miss things with chat and baking because the baking needs my attention. Like a toddler with a juice box. Yeah, dropping it by 1 minute was the exact right answer for the darker trays. Oh, Hera found a box. I hear her in it. Ginger snaps, doo 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 doo. Ginger snaps, doo 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 doo. I'm not sorry if anybody ended up with an earworm from that. I'm just saying. No regrets. None. I'm so glad though that today it's just doing the baking of the ginger snaps after that walk I took. But, oh, I was telling Seamus, I have made that walk before. This is not the first time I've made that walk, but the first time I was making that walk, it was when we were playing Pokemon Go, and we were both in really good shape. So, like, no problem. We would be gone for hours. We would walk for miles, and that hill would not bother us. We were in, you know, good shape. Then, got out of shape, tried that hill again, and I was dying, winded, terrible, awful. Thought I was going to just perish upon making it back to the apartment. This time I was somewhere in between, and that was walking on uneven surfaces and through snow. So even though I may not be seeing the results physically on the scale in the way that I want, I'm feeling them in my body, and that's amazing. Oh no. How do you count cows with a calculator? What do you get from miniature cows? Condensed milk. It's such a groaner, but it's so good. So exercise routine-wise, Hemi, I am just walking, sometimes running right now. Since this hand is not super happy with bearing weight, I haven't done much in weight-bearing exercises. I want to get back to that. I want to get back to pole dance. But I'm trying to take it easy. And not for nothing, my brain has not been able to focus on more than one routine setup for a while. And it's like all of my focus and energy has been on these cookies for about a month now, because I was starting the planning phase back in November. So I did do a free trial of a thing called the Sweat app that will make like body weight exercises within your tolerance, and that you can say, no, I can't do that one, and replace it with something else. So if it had something where I really had to lean on the hand and I was like, that ain't gonna work, I could replace it. Like it's actually a really good app, and I will be going back to that. But I couldn't maintain both keeping up with my step count and going for regular walks and getting that cardio in, and trying to plan for cookies, and going to OT. And at that point, I was going to some appointments for testing for ADHD, and trying to make content and streaming, and like, oh my God, it was just too much on my brain, and working and working. Like I went from 0 to insane way too fast. Cows like to go on Saturday nights to the movies. Oh my Lord. I go for long walks to the fridge and do arm curls regularly. Are the arm curls with a beverage, Fanta Corn? That is the real question, okay? Are we beveraging it? Because I do like those arm curls. Sometimes slices of cake I approve. What kind of cake? What is your favorite kind of cake, guys? If you had to pick one cake for your birthday, your favorite cake, what would it be? German chocolate cake. Ooh, nice. Boston, I've never had a Boston cream cake. That sounds delicious. Cheesecake or lemon pound? You have to pick one, Seamus. You can only have one. Mine is hot water chocolate cake with the old-fashioned pudding sauce. That is an experience if you've never had it before. It's so easy to make. It's ridiculously easy to make, in my opinion. I may be a little jaded since I bake frequently, but it's so good. Lemon pound cake. I love Boston cream donuts, Fanta corn. They are my favorite donut. I like a classic chocolate cake. Would love to find someone who can make a peanut butter icing for it. Oh, I've never tried to make peanut butter icing because, surprise, I don't really like peanut butter. Lemon pound cake for you, Hemi. Lemon pound cheesecake. I don't know if that exists, Bubbly. If it does, it would be delicious. And like all of the calories. You'll pound your cheesecake. Oh my God, Seamus. My mom's $1 million chocolate cake was delicious too. Ooh, what's in a $1 million chocolate cake? 2 layers of cake with the same filling with chocolate ganache on top. Oh, I wonder how they get the filling, since it would be layered, to not ooze out. Chocolate ganache is so easy to make too. It's equal parts by weight. Heavy cream and chocolate. Heat the heavy cream to steaming, basically, and then pour over the chocolate and stir quickly. Add like a teaspoon of vanilla and then drizzle it on whatever you need. That's how you make chocolate ganache. It's so simple. Doki doki. Mayonnaise? They put mayonnaise in the filling for the Boston cream cake? Or are you talking about the $1 million cake? I can't imagine mayonnaise in a cake filling.
There's a button at the bottom. Check to turn that on.
Whoop, let me pick it up, thank you. I need you to work hand. I need you to do your damn job. No, the $1 million cake. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not supposed to eat mayonnaise anyways. Hellman's especially screws my gut up. There's just something about the greasiness level of it that is a no-go. I can have Kewpie mayo, and that's really good. But I don't know how I would feel about it in a sweet. I would try it. I would definitely try it. I just don't know how I feel about it. Speaking of like mom's recipes, I have to get Seamus's mom's recipe for the marbled pound cake that he loves. Because I'm a big one on, if I can get a hold of the classic family recipes and make sure I can make them, I do that because I think it's important to preserve them. Especially because, like, your parents aren't around forever, right? Seamus's mom will not be with us forever, and someday, when the inevitable has happened, I would love to be able to, if he's craving it, make him his mom's marbled pound cake. Just like one of the cookies I make, the Butter Dreams, are something that on my mom's side of the family, my grandmother used to make that nobody else ever made. The recipe was kind of like, it had water dripped on it, so it was a little hard to read per se. And I figured it out and I put it together, and they have become a beloved cookie, especially on that side of the family, because I talked to my uncle about it, the last surviving child, and I nailed it. Like, I have recreated the taste that he remembers from childhood, and that is special to me. That is so special to me. Never liked mayo. I learned to tolerate it to shut my mother up, but once I got to be an adult, I'm like, wait, I don't have to eat this anymore. Yeah, mayonnaise is standard. Eggs, I think a little bit of vinegar and oil, which all can go in a cake. I was just thinking the mayonnaise was part of the filling, and that's where it got weird. If it's part of like what keeps the cake moist, that's totally different, because that's actually very common. Using mayonnaise as the agent of moistness. I think I need to put this back in the fridge for a little bit. Part of it's getting a little warm. Place the eggs and oil in a recipe with mayo and it keeps it very moist. Yep, that makes sense. Yep, I have heard of that. I have never made a recipe that calls for it, but I have heard of that. I have also converted recipes to be vegan, gluten-free. Now, there's an adventure in baking if you're ever looking for one. Because holy crap. You have, like, in order to go on that particular adventure, you have to know what each ingredient is in there to do. So eggs are multi-purpose. Eggs can be both a leavener and a binder. So if your recipe needs them to leaven, you have to replace the leavening side of things. If your recipe needs them to bind, you have to replace the binding side of things. So when you're replacing eggs in a recipe for leavening, you're gonna add baking soda and or baking powder based on the other ingredients. If you don't have anything citrusy, you need baking powder, I think it is. And because baking powder reacts with liquids, whereas baking soda reacts more with citruses. And there's like a specific ratio for egg to measurement. And if you're looking for the binding side of it, you can replace it with an apple or a banana mashed, 1 per egg. So here's the thing though, with the apple, you can't just go out and buy applesauce because it might have extra sugar in it. Like if you can get just smashed apples in a jar with some preservatives, you're golden. But you still have to bring it home and drain it because there's extra fluid now. So it needs to be just the mash and not wet. Like it is a process. So I converted a vanilla cupcake recipe to vegan gluten-free for my sister's bridal shower because her mother-in-law and sister-in-law, well, future at that point, but now, you know, she's married into that family. They were both gluten-free due to celiac and vegan by choice, especially the sister-in-law. The mother's a little bit more flexible with it. And it just, what a process. Because I made all of the cupcakes for her bridal shower. That was gonna be dessert. They were delicious, they came out great. As for the flour, the gluten-free part, Bob's Red Mill has some really good one-to-one replacements. So you don't have to screw around with getting a different flour type and then xanthan gum potentially and all this other stuff to make sure that it behaves like flour would. Bob's Red Mill has you covered. Just get the one-to-one, all-purpose. But yeah, that was an adventure. Esiclus, hello, welcome in. Started typing that before I started my story. Yummy, yummy in your tummy. Baking atrocities. My mother was a fat diet kick and made brownies with applesauce to send Yeah, they were awful. We stopped at a store once we got to the next day for proper snacks. Yeah. Yeah, no worries, Hemi. Enjoy your lurk. I know several wedding cake decorators that swear by mayo cakes. I will have to give it a try at some point, Fantacorn. I will. You got a POC 3, Ethiclist. Congratulations. That's amazing. What was your Epoch 3 ghost? What was your Epoch 3 ghost? Because it's now your new favorite ghosty if you're anything like me. Mine was a phantom. And I got it on my third roll. A stinky yokai? You're shaking and crying. I believe it, but you did it. That's amazing. Congratulations. And you will remember yokais for the rest of your phasmoing days. Now you're one of us. Now you're one of the apocalypse babes. I made that up, but you are. Okay, we have to re-roll this again. We're having cracks. Again, I think it's just... it got too warm. This might actually need to be cold to roll better. I don't know. Bob's also has gluten-free bread mix kit where all you need is yeast. Oh, that's amazing, May. I've never looked into any of the kits because I tend to do everything from scratch. But that's amazing. Dang, you're third. I've been grinding this for years. So, no, when I say my third try, or like my third attempt, I've only done a POC 3 once. But my first roll in, I walked in and the ghost was too far away. And I said, screw that, and I left. Remember, I did this before any of the equipment change happened, so none of the tiered equipment existed at this point, and candles hadn't been nerfed, neither had your ability to see. The second time I loaded in I didn't like the optionals, so I said, screw this, and I left. And when I rolled the third time, I was like, okay, this seems good, and I went in, and I got the photo so fast. This ghost like walked towards me and left the EMF, so I knew, I was like, I think it's a phantom, and then I got the photo and it confirmed phantom. So I just had to do the rest. The stalking by the ghost actually was my boon. Because I needed a photo of the ghost as one of my objectives. Got it. I think I needed it to walk in salt maybe and burn a cruci. I don't remember, but I had good objectives. You are part of the cool kid club. Hi, crazy guy, welcome in. Hi, Narcane, welcome in. How are you guys? Yeah, Ezeklis, it was great. Let's try this again, Doe. I need you to behave. Yeah, I know that doing a POC 3 is very different now from when I did it because of the changes to equipment. In some ways it's easier, and in some ways it's harder. And now you've got 3 new ghosts to contend with that we don't really know. Like, I've seen the notes about them on the cheat sheet, but we don't really have intimate, like, I know how to deal with you knowledge on them yet, right? Doe, I really need you to just stay together, please. This cracking nonsense has to stop. Thank you. Yeah, because there's like these little micro cracks here, but I think I can work with them. I don't think they're bad enough that they're going to interrupt my regularly scheduled cookies. That's right, Ezeklis, you had some of these before. Ezeklis can tell you what these are like. Wazo can tell you what these are like. Miri can tell you what these are like if she stops back in. Phoenix knows. Seamus will just tell you that nobody else can have any of them. because they're all his. He's lying. Yeah, I'm not going to get out to those areas anyways, so that's fine. You missed the walk and salt objective. Did they get rid of it? I thought it still existed. Earlier today, I had the Obambo, and I was like, brother. I had the Obambo as one of my 3 weekly ghosts. And I just nailed it because process of elimination. Yummy, yummy in my tummy. Yeah. You haven't seen that objective in a while? It might be gone. It's entirely possible. I try to keep up with the patch notes, but there's just so much to keep up with in the gaming world lately. There's too many good games. There's too many good games. Like, seriously. And every time I turn around, somebody else has made another good game. Like, y'all game developers need to friggin' stop. I don't have enough time. Right? I think it's because a lot of people were complaining about getting a wraith and that objective. So, and that makes perfect sense, Esiclus. Because they probably, they probably could, but it might actually be too complicated. Code it that you can't have that objective if it's a wraith. Which would make sense to me, just like code it in that way, but I'm not the Phasmo devs. I don't know how difficult that sort of thing would be, but they did. If you read the patch notes, they have made it so that banshees will only be female, and then there's another ghost in there, the Gayu, I think is how you pronounce it, that will only be female. So if you don't have a female name on the board or a female ghost model in the house, you cannot have those ghosts. So when I log in now and I see a male name, I cross them off immediately. Hi, Glay. The Diane. Thank you. How are you, Glay? Welcome in. You just learned about the Banshee too? Yeah. Yup. And it makes sense lore-wise. Like, it really does. Banshees are female. I think there's a male counterpart, but they're called something different. Yeah, what Glaze said, yeah. I still, I played a little bit to get the weekly done last night, but I need to do more. I kind of want to get, wait till the community does the unlocks. I mean, and I could help with that, but I'm going to grind enough as it is, so, the rest of the community can do that part, right? To get the trophy unlocked and everything else. I'm also very excited because this event does confirm what I've been thinking all along. If you look at the bottom in the how to do the event thing on that card, where it says that, there's going to be 3 upgrades available, but if you don't get them all this year, don't worry, you can work on it next year. And then from here forward, it'll count towards progress to get to level 4. So I'm like, yes, okay, there's gonna be more levels released. So if you get all 3 done now, you only have to do the new levels each year versus continuing where you left off. And that's how I prefer it personally, because I'm a completionist, even though I really friggin' hate grinding. I'm doing good, Glay. I'm doing good. They're called podcasters, just scream and suck people's souls. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Glay. This is true. Did you have a good birthday yesterday, Glay? Yesterday was Glay's actual birthday, you guys. He's another year older. He made a full trip around the sun. He did it. And I think that means he's now the same age as me again. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. I think I'm just older than him by months, not years. He's caught back up. Do 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 do. La 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 la. Da 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 da. Okay, there's that tray. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. We'll finish off what we've rolled out onto this tray, and then I'll start putting them through the oven again. And I think I need to thin the center of this just a hair. I'm really enjoying having the overhead cam for you guys too. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. My knees are starting to tell me about my walk. I'm gonna have to have Seamus design me like a kneeling bench for working at the island so that I can just get off of my feet but still be in more of an upright position. And I'll need plenty of cushion because my knees suck too. Hi, Carrie. Welcome in. How are you? Did you just get home from work? Or was it another one of your hubby's concerts? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. This tray, by the way, marks 16 dozen when I finish filling it. So just a few ginger snaps, just a few Pepparkakor. Just a few. Knees are very evil, Ezekles. I agree. Just got home from work, and he just got home from a concert, so it was both. It was both. Welcome home. I hope you had a good day at work, and I hope he had a wonderful concert. Do 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 do. Oh, come on. I didn't have enough flour down. And I'm paying for it a little bit in the center area. I'm paying for it. They're a little stuck to the pastry cloth, but that's okay. We're making it work. And I am going to, rather than grab more right away, I'm going to ooh. That's not good. I'm going to re-roll what we've got. just to get the last 6 that I'm gonna need for the you can do it, you can release, perfect, the tray. Yeah, you can see it's always the center for me because that's where the grease stain is on the pastry cloth. This is a well-used, well-loved pastry cloth, let me tell you what. Well-used, well-loved. And I do have a new one. One of my aunts got me one for Christmas a few years ago. I haven't retired the old one. Just haven't retired the old one. Okay, real quick, even though this is already pretty dry, this area needs just a little bit extra so that it doesn't stick. We're gonna give this a really good knead together. Because I just need to roll it out enough for 6. And I'm gonna hope that it rolls okay. Hi, Nikki. How are you, Nikki? I have arrived. Huzzah for both. How are you, Nikki? Welcome in. How was work? Hope you are done for the day. Should be thin enough. I'm so much better because we're about to do a murder in Fortnite. Nice. Yeah, we say silly things here, Esiclus. You know this. You know this. We make all the inappropriate jokes here that we have to bottle up at Tootie's. It's how we're able to bottle it up for Tootie. We go elsewhere to make them. It really, like, it's so funny because all of us mods are well behaved in Tootie's chat since she is like PG. And then we get outside of the chat and we are just raucous individuals. All of my jokes are appropriate for this community. Exactly. Carrie, you're streaking. Let's go. Definitely have flour on my face. No doubt. No doubt there's flour on my face. I was trying to wipe it off with a hand that's clearly still floury. Okay, it's time for another round of cookies through the oven. So let's get one in. And then I have to find a bin. So this is 16 dozen. I need 4 more to make what I did last time that I made these. No problem. If I can get in your pants again, oh my God. And so I can repay the favor, oh my Lord. Oh, you silly kids. I'm gonna come over. Ooh, woo. Right, I need a bin. I need a bin. And I already know what kind I want. Hi, Hera. Is that a good chair? Yeah? Is that a good spot? I feel so smart for having brought all of my bins in this year instead of trying to fish them out on the porch. The really cold porch that we store things on. Do, 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 do. Aggressive. Ooh. I'll be over here for a moment. We gotta put the current ginger snaps into the bin for the ginger snaps. Because I know I'm gonna have enough, Seamus. Would you like to come have a ginger snap? One. You can have one ginger snap.
Or 6. They're so tiny.
Would you rather you have 0 ginger snap? Is it yummy? He likes them. He likes them. He just has to behave himself. Like I said, these are Seamus's second favorite cookie at this point for Christmas. Because his most beloved is still the bonbons. Mainly because I would potentially make these again for just because. They're not that hard. The bonbons are a once-a-year affair. Oh. Once-a-year affair. Thank you for the giant emote, Seamus. Oh. How about a little stretchy stretch? Oh my God, I can feel my spine needing that. Oh yeah, my lower back's gonna hate me tomorrow. My lower back's gonna hate me. My calves are gonna hate me. My feet are gonna hate me. You can't see it perfectly, but I'm doing a lunge stretch to stretch my calves. You have to start dinner soon? But you're eepy. Oh no. Oh no, but food is so good, Bubbly. What's for dinner tonight? There's a question. What is for dinner? Oh, stretching feels good. We got 1.5 minutes on the clock. Okay, mo better. Mo better. Shepherd's pie, nice. So you're actually making it with lamb then. Delicious. Delicious. And I don't actually need... I don't actually need this book anymore. Did I? I didn't. Put this book away. I forgot a part because that is tray... No, I did. That's tray number 5. Never mind. I added them in. I was like, I forgot to add the cookies in. No, I didn't. No cottage pie, ground beef. Okay. Since we all learned that fact recently. We got 20 seconds on the clock, and then we'll swap. Welcome back from the ads that anybody might have been stuck in. We're just waiting for trays. I stretched my legs. Supposed to make it yesterday, but I wasn't feeling good. Had a shit ton of dishes and a Zoom meeting. That Zoom meeting being as late as it was awful. That was just terrible for you, Bubbly. So hot. So hot, hot, hot. What, Seamus? No, if you would like to have them, you can. I think I would like that leftover meatloaf, but I can't do the instant mashed potatoes. I just can't. It's sweet and weird texture and don't care for it. It ended at 7:30 p.m. Well, that's good. Add cookies, 24. And mark it on my sheet. Tray number 6. You keep your hands out. Delicious water. Delicious water. Give that like another 30 seconds and then I will go ahead and start removing cookies onto the cooling racks. We're up to 12 dozen, you guys. Okay. A gross dozen. Hi, Seamus. No. They will not be shoveled right into your mouth. They will be placed gently on cooling racks. You have to share. I love you. But you still have to share. Sharing is caring, Seamus. Speaking of, I need to reach out to our friends whom we hand deliver these to see when they're going to be available to have us come do so, and then reach out to our other friends that we're going to have come meet up with us for food, and I will hand them cookies. Do, 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 do. Mm-hmm. The smell of the leftovers from the microwave is so pungent. Like, it's intense. Warm. Warm, warm, warm. 3 minutes on the clock. Seamus's quality control, something like that. Seamus is waiting for them to cool so he can snipe them. Seamus knows that he will be sniped if he snipes cookies. It's true. Don't give away my secrets. I will. Hi, L&D. It goes good. It goes good. We're up to 12 dozen in the oven. We've got 2 trays ready to go and more dough to work on. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. we'll get at least 20 dozen out of this double batch, I think. Somewhere around there. I needed 14. So with the next tray that I put together, I will have all that I need, and then everything else is bonus. So many cookies. So many cookies. Okay, this should be cool enough to bring over here and start putting things on. All the cookies. So many cookies. I'm a one-woman cookie machine. And I'm okay with that. I found out tonight that these are like Fantacorn's cookie of choice. Which is exciting to know. Because I have thoughts and ideas. Thoughts and ideas for after the holidays. There will be no major projects until after the holidays. Let me just be clear about that one. Okay. Another 6 dozen cookies of the ginger snaps. Another 6 dozen of the ginger snaps, L&D. Are you about to tell me that you also are a big fan of ginger snap cookies? Any? So, on the docket for the remaining days, I will be making at least 9 dozen Butter Dreams, 10 dozen candy canes, 15 dozen butter-based spritz, 14 dozen cream cheese-based spritz, and 9 dozen old-fashioned sugar cookies. So there will at least be 6 dozen more. Time to pull a tray. That is why this is the 12 days of Christmas cookies, because there's a lot of cookies. And we're only on day 7. We're over halfway, though. Over halfway. Which is exciting in its own right. Drop you down to 5 minutes, because this is the darker tray. And in you go. Yeah, I can't go fast enough with the cookie cutting to keep up with these cookies. So it is what it is. Timer start. Tray number 7 is in the oven. Add those cookies in. Ugh. Take up as much of the crumb as we can, and now I gotta go get it back out of the fridge because we let it re-chill. Probably got 2 more rollouts, 2 more chunks. Do you and spouse have any of those cookies you made the other night left, L&D, or did you guys devour them because they were delicious? Yeah, re-chilling it was the right option. This feels better. 2 left? Nice. How many did the recipe yield? Ooh, that's not a good spot to push on. So that's still a problem area. Now I know I can tell that to the occupational therapist. Oh, it only made 8 cookies. I have no recipes that make that few cookies. I was expecting you to say like 24. really big. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah. And that can change a recipe in its entirety. How big did it end up being? This bag of flour is almost empty. I might actually have to crack the other one open before we finish the ginger snaps tonight. All right, gotta fondle the rolling pin. Floured. Excellent. Put this over here. A number 20. Oh, yeah, that's a big scoop. That is a big scoop. That's almost ice cream scoop size, yeah. I like a number 70 myself, much smaller. Because personally, and this is my preference, I don't like too big of a cookie because I just want a quick bit of sweet and then I want to put it down. So big cookies I have to eat in like 3 or 4 sittings. Okay, that should do it. Right? Yeah, they're just, sometimes it's too big. That's what she said. Let's take, oop, that's too far of a swing. Take cookies off tray. Oh, and take cookie out of oven. We've got 20 seconds. And see a Seamus. He's getting fresh water.
Hydrate.
Hydrate. All the water. Take your meds. Drink your fluids. Eat your dinner.
Smoke your weed.
That's not the healthiest of things, Seamus. I don't know if you heard him. He said smoke your weed. I'm not going to say not to because I know it's a pain controller for some people, but like, put things in your lungs bad. Kissy, did you drink water today? Right? Right? Did you, Kissy? Did you eat dinner, Kissy? It's tray number 8. We officially have 16 dozen. All right. I was about to pull cookies off of this tray. Before I was so, I did start the timer, I did. Before I was so rudely interrupted by a timer. Oh my goodness! I hear the raid. I will see who it is when I finish with the cookies. Welcome on in, Raiders. My name is Saknika, but you may also hear me called Sam. I am a member of Everbreak Global Gaming and Set the Tone stream teams and a variety streamer here on Twitch who bakes, creates, paints her nails, and sometimes plays video games. And today is day 7 of the 12 days of Christmas cookies, and we are working on Pepparkakor, which are Swedish ginger snaps. How was stream? How did it go? I heard the ring-a-ding-ding of a teammate, so whoever it is that rated is a homie. I have a feeling, which means everybody needs to follow. Everyone needs to hit the follow. It's Kaze. You absolutely need to follow Kaze. Hi, Kaze. You absolutely need to follow Case so that you can learn what not to do in Phasmophobia. And zombie games when Case is forced to play zombie games because their chat likes to watch them suffer. Case is a dear friend of mine. 10 out of 10, highly recommend. Foul-mouthed. Good fun over there. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. Case, if you need to raid and run, if you need to go deal with Puppers or Kitty or say hi to Betty, like totally understand. If you want to stick around, if you want to hang out with us, if you want to drool over cookies, you're more than welcome to. But I know oftentimes when you raid, you got to immediately boot, scoot, and boogie. I'm almost done taking cookies off this tray, though. I'm almost there. Really, I swear, I'll see my chat in a moment. I will. This is why it's nice to have a moderator that is in the next room, because they can tell you what's going on if you can't see chat. It's very handy. It's very, very handy. Okay. I can walk back over for a second. And then I can take cookies off of the other tray. I need to do all of the above and also eat because I forgot lunch. Don't forget lunch. Go eat. Go eat. You shall vicariously lick. Ooh. Ooh, case. Who came in with the beautiful case? Who do we have? I know I rated into myself. Hi, Miri. Welcome in again. And Bubbly rated in again. Hi, Amatola Sprite. Hi, Opal. How punch drunk on baking am I? Very. Very punch drunk. Go cook dinner, you lurk. Absolutely, Bubbly. Now I have the stream echoing from the computer and the TV. That's so funny, Miri. What not to do was exactly the name of the stream. Yes, I know because I was lurking. I'm lurking myself now. You follow Case and you have no regrets. Hello, Vash. Hello. Yeah, there's no regrets in following Case. And lurk, but mostly lick. All the licking. Yeah, you give me that eyebrow emote. Yeah. You're here twice too. It was amusing having the Christmas music along with the ghost on. Oh, I believe it. I believe it, Miri. I do. Okay, let's get the last of the cookies off of the other tray. We got 50 seconds. We're gonna take out the other tray first, actually. Newsflash. They cook so fast, or bake rather. And then we'll be caught up on the trays again, and we'll make our final rounds of cookies. And yeah, we're getting there. 16 dozen down. At least 4 dozen more to go. So we have at least 2 trays worth to make. I think I'm gonna get a little more than that. I have a feeling. Pretty sure. Okay. Oven mitts for safety. Because let me tell you what. Whoop. Hot tray burns are no fun. My ex did that when we worked in a bagel shop. We worked at Bruegger's together, and this place was a train wreck. But I digress. He had put a tray of, I don't think it was bagels in, because you put them directly on the belt. I think it was cookies, because we also did cookies. Went to take them out. The tray slipped, and he was only wearing a mitt on one hand, because we only had one working mitt, like train wreck. And even that one had holes in it, and he went to catch it instinctively with his other hand that was bare and burnt himself really bad. Our manager was pissed because she had to write an incident report, and I learned that day that the first aid kit we had in the shop had nothing in it, because I went for burn spray and stuff in that first aid kit and it was empty. So the box was on the wall for appearance's sake only. So I literally took money out of my own wallet, ran out of the shop, like out of the back of the shop to the front where some of our regulars were. We had a convenience store and a CVS and stuff like right nearby. And I just was like, Marge, I need you to do me a favor. My then boyfriend is burnt and we don't have anything in the first aid kit. Will you take this money and will you go buy, you know, burn cream and gauze and tape from CVS, and she was like, absolutely, and she did that for me. It was something, let me tell you what. How that did not end up getting us fined, I don't know. Probably because Marge didn't report it, and I didn't report it, and my ex didn't report it. If we had, would have been a very different story. They are thin little babies. I have terrible instincts and always try to grab hot things when they fall, right? Yeah. I thought you were going to announce that he only had one hand. Thankfully, he had two hands, Nikki. He did, in fact, have two hands. And a lot of regrets. But I mean, I can't say that I wouldn't have made the same mistake. And the fault really and truly and honestly lies in that Bruegger's location for having neither two properly working oven mitts, no holes or anything, and a kitted out first aid kit. That Bruegger's location does not exist anymore. I think Bruegger's just scaled back because it was very popular during track season when the horse track was running, but not so much any other time. Track season was a nightmare. The rest of the year was fine. Track season, we had lines literally out the door for hours, and we just served as fast as we could. Don't miss it. Do not miss it. Retail is a special kind of circle of hell, but fast food service, I don't know what's worse, honestly, being a retail person or working in convenience fast food. Both have their issues. All I have to say is please be kind to your workers. They're just doing their best and they don't get paid enough as it is. Like, they really don't. Okay. Let's work on another tray. Oh. I have to move. Now I know why this stuff wasn't just sitting here. Ha 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 ha. I forgot. I forgot that I also have to put the tray here. And I put stuff in my own way. Good job, me. Good job. Well done. You're a genius. Spin. Excellent. There we go. And I'll give you back overhead camera. And I need more water. Glorious. All right, let's start getting out some more cookies from the dough. Oh, and before I forget, I also have to up the timer to 6 minutes again. Because silver trays need 1 minute longer. Or they're at the normal time. The dark trays, the black trays, the dark gray trays, whatever you want to call that color, need 1 less minute than these. Yes. So delicious. So wonderful. Onto the tray. Onto the tray we go. Do, 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 do. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a long day with the cookies. Tomorrow are the candy canes, and they are probably the cookie I dread the most. Like, even more than the chocolate crinkles, potentially, for different reasons. They're so tedious. They're so friggin' tedious to make. But I really love them. They are one of my favorite cookies. And I've tried simplifying it to make them like pinwheels or jelly roll-up type things and then slice them. and it's just not the same. There's something about making them in the shape of a candy cane that is part of their charm. So we do it the way the recipe calls for. So yeah, we'll be here for at least 5, probably closer to 6 or 7 hours tomorrow making candy canes. Seamus is terribly excited for me to go through this process again. He has half a brain. That is not incorrect. There's a reason he is my ex. Compatibility was actually 0 with him. But 19-year-old Sam thought she had found the one. Maybe. "19-year-old Sam also thought she knew exactly what she wanted out of life." Let me tell you, that's changed. And now when I talk to people who are younger and they're under like 25, because it was around 25, 26 that a lot of things shifted for me and I had like a maturity spike. I went through like maturity puberty, if that makes sense. So anytime I talk to people who are under that age and they're talking about how they feel like they've figured out what they want to do or whatever, or they feel like it's going to be the end of the world because something happened and they have to shift gears, or, you know, they lost a friendship or what have you, I calmly tell them, listen, I thought I had my whole life figured out then too, only to completely reevaluate everything and myself at 25, 26, and you will probably have that awakening too. So be open-minded. Be open-minded and it's gonna be okay. Comfy clothes and warm slippers acquired. Planting myself in front of the computer, commencing. Excellent, Carrie. That is a good way to be. Power wash night at work. The socks were a little damp, but dinner came. You know what? That's fair. Dinner has to come first sometimes. I would have just taken the socks off of my feet and put slippers on because I don't like wet socks. But yeah, when I'm hungry, food above all else. I literally looked at Seamus yesterday because I hadn't eaten in like forever, and I was hungry and I was tired, and he was asking me questions, and I was like, you're gonna have to stop because I'm hungry and I'm cranky and this is not gonna end well. And it's one of those things where it's like, you know, you're being irrational and unreasonable and you just cannot stop it. Right? So whenever I get like that, I always just warn Seamus. It's only polite. Because it happens. It was a good thing I had food ready. It really was. I walked in the door. Where was I even yesterday? Work. I had work. And he like, the question he asked me was not an unreasonable one. When do you want to eat dinner? And I was like, either we're eating it now or I'm going to have a bowl of cereal because I'm hungry and cranky. So like, you've been warned. And he was like, all right, we can eat now. We can eat now. Yeah, I had clients. I did. Put that over there. Scoop this up. And I did fine work yesterday. Like I felt like I did some of my best massage work yesterday on not enough sleep. and really not wanting to have left the house because I didn't have enough sleep, and I didn't have time to eat breakfast because I didn't have enough sleep. Sometimes I just gotta be under duress, I guess, to do good work as a massage therapist or feel like I did good work. But I think what it is actually, like if I'm gonna be technical and serious about it, I think what actually happens when that is the case is because I'm really tired, because I'm just kind of in that state of mind, I slow down. I slow down and I get a little bit more methodical, and that can be very pleasant for people. And I have to remind myself when I'm working in general to slow the fuck down. Because there are plenty of times where I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much that I need to do in this massage and we only have like an hour or whatever. And so I like start to go a little too fast with the strokes, and I have to remind myself to slow down. Nobody needs me to rush through their massage. I'm opening a bag of flour, if you're wondering. Carefully, because these ones, like, I love King Arthur brand flour, but oh my god, inevitably, yep, here we go, it's gonna tear out the side. Like, they are so well glued that they are impossible to open. Yep, we're just breaking it. Yep. Yep. Yeah, see? Holes in the side. Hi, Lorenzo. Welcome in. I was making cookies last night until I made a very big mistake. I burnt the milk and the eggs. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's brutal. I'm sorry to hear that. Did you make another attempt tonight after getting fresh milk and fresh eggs? And the how did you burn the okay, did you just burn the cookies in the oven? You can't cook. Everybody can cook. Some people just need extra practice. Everybody can cook. Some people just need extra practice. That's all. Okay. Last of the dough. Let my sister handle the food this time. She is doing chocolate-filled chocolate chip cookies. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Those will probably be very tasty. And then you get to be the official taste tester. And that's how you'll help. It might take like a dozen cookies, but you know, you'll let her know. You'll let her know how they are, if they're poisoned or not, if you know they pass quality control and can go to other people. Yeah, I'm a taste tester for a lot of places, like my aunt's diner. Oh yeah, nice. Diner food is the best food, honestly. You cannot convince me otherwise. A good old greasy spoon is the best food you will ever eat. You might be constipated for a week, but it's so worth it. I will take the comfort of a greasy spoon diner over a 5-star Michelin restaurant any day. Blackberry Shirley, ooh. She lets you taste new menu items before adding them. A Blackberry Shirley Temple sounds amazing. That sounds really good, honestly. Sounds really, really good. Man, you know what? After this, I may crack a lambic. I might treat myself to some alcohol. I think I've earned it. I'm over halfway through the cookies. And I did a 2-mile walk today in good temperatures, but bad road conditions. Or rather, bad sidewalk conditions. That feels about right. I am covered in flour. I may have underestimated the amount of flour I would need this year too. Good thing I have a spare bag on the shelf and stuff in my glass container. But I think I'm going to be putting another 5-pound bag of flour on the grocery list for the next time Seamus and I go. Next year we may have to buy 20 pounds of flour. Well, there's 10 or 20 dozen. So we're gonna get more than 20 dozen. This is why notes are taken. It is. And I make so many notes on my actual cookie thing so that I can incorporate it. So my Excel spreadsheet has every year that I've made cookies. Like I have a separate file for. Since I started tracking it with Excel to make my life easier. And I will literally start prepping 2026 the day I finish 2025's cookies. Because I will make notes. I'll put the notes in there. If somebody was a one-off on the recipient list, they will immediately be removed. As I go through the year, I'm updating it and changing it based on where my friendships currently stand at any given time, which is not to say that like there's a transactional element to my friendships. It's more some friendships just naturally cool off over time, and I have so many people that I want to send cookies to that if a friendship has cooled off to a certain point, I will trade that person out for somebody else who maybe I've been talking to more frequently that particular year. I've also hit the point now where I have so many people that I want to send cookies to that I might have to start rotating years that some of my internet friends get cookies so that I can spread the love, since I cannot afford to do it all in one year. And that's twofold. It's not just shipping costs. It's also afford the time to make the extra cookies and afford the ingredients to make the extra cookies, right? So I may have to start rotating through people, which is wild to think about. I have so many people that I want to send cookies to. So many. And I feel like I meet new cool people every day. A new way to keep track of craft projects did good for a bit, then dropped on it this year. Yeah. Organization is key for stuff like that. I feel that, Carrie. I feel that big time. So when I finish with this particular round of this dough, I'm only going to re-roll it out one more time, maybe two, depending on how much scrap we end up with, but we will hit the point relatively quickly where it's too dry and whatnot to roll it out anymore. So there will be a little bit of dough that just does not make it into cookie, and that is okay. We have over 20 dozen cookies. We'll survive. And I didn't need even 20 dozen, so like, I hope the bakery likes ginger snaps. Maybe Fanta Corn will actually get some ginger snaps. I'll have to reach out to him and Warden. Perhaps they will be the first among the EBGG to taste the cookies. Because I have no doubt that I will eventually send cookies to more members of the EBGG team. I love them. Hi, Muffin, welcome in. I'm here lurking. Good luck with your cookies. You've made so many. Thank you. Thank you, Muffin. I appreciate you stopping by and lurking. I hope you're having a nice evening tonight and taking good care of yourself. Yeah, so we've made 16, 18, 20, 22. There's just a few of these cookies, okay? Just a few. But yeah, it is my delight to be able to share cookies with people. I don't know where this would fall in the love languages, but I really do like baking for people. Don't ask me to cook for you. I don't like cooking, but baking, I love baking. And I love seeing people enjoy what I bake or hearing about how they enjoyed what I baked. I think that's why I have a particular joy about doing baking streams, because so many people come in or tell me after the fact that this is just like such a calm place, such a nice place. They really enjoyed hanging out for it. And like that just, it warms my spicy ginger heart. Both care and gift love. That makes sense. That makes sense, Miri. And I've heard that the person who wrote that book is kind of not a great person. And that there's way more to it than that simplification of it. But it's such a good way to talk about it, right? To help get to understand and communicate with the people you care about by understanding how they express what they're trying to say. Yeah. Give this a really good squish. Put just a tad of flour down for the centermost. I'm giving this a good squish to make sure that it's as incorporated back to itself as possible before I roll it out. To try and avoid those cracks that we were seeing. Yeah, cookies. So many cookies. All the cookies. Okay. Well, there's another dozen. I don't think I'm filling this tray. I don't think that I am. I would be surprised. It's still a little thick here. It's a handy way to express your desires in a simplified means if it describes it for you, but it's important for others to understand that it's not a one and done. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I think it can be a helpful tool in self-discovery as well for like how to prioritize things that you need. Because like one of the things that I really appreciate is quality time. But quality time can mean so many different things, but like being able to say yes, hearing that word is like, yes, that, yep, that's what I need. No, maybe we will actually. I may re-roll this one more time just to finish this row off. Because I'm gonna need 2 more and we'll call it good. But yeah, I definitely feel like the love language thing is a spectrum. I think we all need all of it. It's just, what do you need the most? And how do you express it the most? Because I don't think there's anybody out there, any well-adjusted person, let me quantify this, out there who's gonna be like, oh my God, you did the dishes for me? Ew. It just might be, you know, I appreciate that you did the dishes for me, but I would have rather, you know, we went to the movies or something, because they needed that time with their partner more than they needed the dishes done. And it can change. Yep. You can do it though, right? You can do it. Different things from different people as well. Yes. Yeah. Because some people don't do certain things well. Like, I'll never forget, my mother always appreciated people trying to help her, but she had a particular way that she liked things done. And if you couldn't come close to it, please don't do anything. Just leave it. Just leave it alone. Hi, Tamiti. It is. It snaps. Okay, let's see if I can roll this out for 2 more cookies. That's all I need. Just 2 more. And then we'll have a perfect 24 dozen. Something like that. There they are. Yeah, 24 dozen. Just a few, yeah, because these scrap, there's no re-rolling this. They're too dry. And do I really need to run a tray for like, what, am I going to get like maybe 1 or 2 cookies? No. These are going in the garbage. There's no point. And now we start putting cookie trays through the oven again. And taking things off of tray. I made ginger cookies with Thea so I didn't have to roll thin snaps. There you go, Tamiti. That's not a bad idea. Very particular about who I want physical contact from versus who I want a quality time with. Yeah, absolutely, Miri. Absolutely. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense. Let me do this. See if that helps. I saw the lag start again. Okay, we're gonna spin. And we're gonna put tray number 9 in the oven. And then we're gonna take what's on there off of the cooling racks, because I can fit about 4 trays on the cooling racks. Timer. Start. You want my physical contact? Ooh, you got it. Add cookies. 24. Yeah, we're gonna come out of this with a lot of cookies. A lot of cookies. I will definitely have enough ginger snaps. Which I suppose means if Seamus would like 2 more ginger snaps, he can have 2 more ginger snaps. As his after dinner dessert. but he's got to come out here and get them. I think he's excited. But just a little bit. Oh, I have a hair tickling. Voila. Voila. Seamus is very lucky. Yeah, there's so many. It wouldn't let you streak. How rude. How freaking rude. 14 self-care check-ins. Let's go. That's heckin' amazing. Okay, this sits over here. Poor old thing goes back in here. This goes in the sink. Shake this off over the garbage can. I try to get as much of the excess flour off of this stuff before I dump it in the wash as possible. They're going in the wash. Right on in. Nothing else is in here, right? Correct. I will wash those and I will wash this apron tonight together because now it will have had the full circuit of flour all over it. My apron is adorable. Thank you, Spooky Lattes. Also, welcome in. You'll come clean up for me? I would love that. There's always that one thing that you don't like about the activity, right? There was a while in my life where I actually did not like baking because I didn't want to clean up after baking. So I just didn't bake. And then I got a little older and I changed my tune. But yeah, there was a solid like 5 or 6 years in my life where I was just like, nah, fam, I don't want to have to clean up, so I'm not gonna make the mess. Just not gonna do it. Oh, much better. Hi, Chippos. Welcome in. How are you? I just checked on husband's order. Hasn't shipped and delivery expected the 29th. Might be making something to go with candy. Oh, yeah. 2 years ago, I made him a needle-felted Godzilla. Last year was Giorda. And this year might do Mothra. I think I can do it in a week. I think you can, Carrie. You seem to be able to like sit down and dedicate yourself to your craft, which is very helpful. It's very, very helpful. 30 seconds on this tray, and then we'll put the next one in. Then we'll put the next one in. And nah, not yet. Sounds like your husband really likes, I think they're comic book villains, Hollywood villains. I know Godzilla is like a Hollywood villain. Next 2 days off since I worked Sunday, I have tomorrow and Friday. Oh, there you go. That'll be helpful. My brain works too chaotically to sit and craft consistently. I I can understand that, Tom E.T. All right, one's coming out, one's going in. Ooh, come hither, Trey. No, don't. Heaven's sakes. Come here. It like got pushed by the part of the glove that sticks out and went further back in the oven. So rude. So heckin' rude. All right, timer starts. Mark the paper, mark the stream. Yeah, we only made a few cookies today, you guys. Considering we still have 2 more trays after this to go through. Just a few. Godzilla and the creatures in the movies with him. Mothra is good and Jorda is the big 3-headed dragon / wyvern. Interesting. Carrie does bounce from craft to craft. That is also true. Because for a while, Carrie was very much into felting, and now Carrie is very much into tatting. Chapstick for the dry air. More water. I would sit down at this point, but honestly, as soon as I sit down, I'm not getting back up. That is the problem. Like, I will be down for the count for a little while if I sit again. Started teaching my daughter crochet, then needlepoint, then card making, then baking, now gaming. I will probably cycle back eventually, maybe. Oh my God. But Fia's gonna have a lot of different things that she got to dabble in to pick interests from. I mean, there's also that. There's nothing wrong with that. Fia's very lucky in that regard. I'm just like, you can kind of see it. I'm flexing my foot. Because I can. 30 seconds and I'll take the cookies off of that tray. Because that's basically what we're doing at this point. We're just waiting to start the cycle of removal. And actually, I need to stop raids from coming in for an hour because we're not going to be here for another hour. We are getting close to wrapping it up. Spin, spin. It's been a very successful day of baking. Tomorrow's gonna be the last real trial with the baking. So tomorrow is the candy canes, and I think I'm slated to start those around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard, which is good because I probably won't be done with them until almost 8 o'clock. So those are tomorrow. And tomorrow is Thursday. Friday is the Butter Dreams, which are going to be a very simple cookie. They'll be nice to transition to after the candy canes. And Friday's stream, I think, is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard because I do have to work that day. Then Saturday is day 1 of Saknika versus the Cookie Press. So it'll be, I think I'm doing the butter-based spritz first. And then Sunday will be the cream cheese based spritz, which will be Saknika versus the Cookie Press day 2. And then finally, on Monday, we will wrap all of this up with old-fashioned sugar cookies. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm very excited. I just gotta get through the candy canes. The candy canes are the last big hurdle. And oh my God, it's a shame that I love them as much as I do. Because they are a pain. But I only do it once a year, so that makes it better. And I genuinely enjoy this process overall. Even if I have 2 cookies in there that are very tedious, that being the the bonbons and the candy canes. I kind of like, I had it in my brain and then I lost track of my thought. I had one of those moments. There's going to be a lot of swinging. Going to be a lot of swinging back and forth with the camera. Here and there. We got 90 seconds on the current tray. And then I will drop the amount of time back down to 5 for the darker trays. And we just have 2 to run. We're doing it, guys. We're doing it. We're going to have so many ginger snaps. Holy balls. Holy balls. All of the ginger snaps. These are nice because they make so many. And because they're smaller, I am giving more of them to people than I give of the other cookies. So I do that with these now and the spritzes, because the spritzes are also like, they're relatively small. So my usual go-to for the way I do the amounts, like how do I calculate how many cookies I'm sending to somebody? Some of it is box size dictated. Like there's a limit to how many I can fit into a cookie box. But generally speaking, it's 2 of each kind per person. So like my aunt and uncle, it's just the 2 of them in their house. So they'll get 4 bonbons. They'll get 4 peanut butter blossoms. They'll get 4 butter dreams. But then the smaller cookies, like the spritzes, I'll give them 6. So I add like 1 each. So they'll get 6 butter-based spritz. They'll get 6 cream cheese-based spritz. And that's how I kind of sort it out. Because I want everybody to be able to sample the cookies and not be like, oh my God, it was so delicious and it's a one and done. Because I feel like that kind of would be shitty. But I also can't afford, again, in time or money or space, to give everybody like 6 of each kind, right? It's just not doable. So that's how I kind of calculate it out. And I try to be good too when I'm sending to my internet friends if they have a significant other, even if I don't know the significant other, I will try to incorporate enough into the box to include the significant other, because I feel like it's polite. Holy balls. No, those were yesterday. That's true, Miri. Those were yesterday. And too many sweets isn't good for people anyways. That's also true. And with making, so I used to only make 10 kinds of cookies. This year I'm making 12, of which 11 are shippable. For every person, that basically means I am giving them no less than 2 dozen cookies. So it's going to be just over 2 dozen. Each person's going to have like 27 cookies in a box. That's a lot of cookies. That's a lot of cookies. But it's also nice because cookies don't immediately go bad. So they can kind of spread it out. They can have a few with dinner here, a little bit for a snack there. And it's not like they get it, they eat it, and it's gone. The Awans are not shippable. The Awans are not shippable. You have many significant others. Do you now, Tamaiti? But do they live with you? That's not 50 dozen though. That's of one, like that's, we're not talking about one kind of cookie full speed. And 50 dozen you'd have to drive here to pick up. Like 50 dozen are a little too expensive to ship. I would need so many boxes. I can fit like 3 dozen in a box full speed. Deal? All right, get over here. But the deal also exists, like people who come to visit me can have more than just cookies. Like if you actually come to New York and you come visit me, I will bake you whatever you'd like, because I have a whole repertoire of stuff that's within reason. Let me put a caveat on that. Within reason. Like I'm not going to make an entire batch of Awans necessarily for just like 2 people coming to visit. That would have to be for a group meetup. But yeah, like you come to visit me, I will bake you whatever you'd like. because I can't ship cake. I can't ship pies. Just doesn't work that way. So if I've made something that you really want to try, but it's not a cookie, gotta come to me. I'll make it for you. But yeah, the Awans are too delicate to ship. They will just be dust. So unfortunately, I cannot ship those. Those will be in-person deliveries only. As it is, I'm always terrified that the cookies I do ship aren't going to make it there in good standing. Which nobody really truly worries about because they're still delicious. Which is the important part. Is the very important part. And I know some people, like I was saying, I give enough for each person to have 2 of a kind, but some people are okay with just having 1 of each and they share it with other people. And I think that's fine too. Like, as long as they're being enjoyed, that's what matters most. I got 55 seconds on the clock. We're gonna spin back over here. I'm 1000% request a cheesecake if I come to you. So I haven't made one in a long time. But I do have this cookbook. There's 50 different cheesecake recipes in here, full speed. I would be willing to make cheesecake for you. Only one lives with me. You and Seamus are far away. I also have a few other wives across the U.S. That's fair, Tomiti. It's fair. We gotta spread the love. We gotta spread the love. All right, I got a swappy. Gonna do a swappy. One comes out, one goes in. Last tray is going in. Ooh. And because these bake so fast, I will not be going over to be desktop Sam until the last tray comes out and we pull the cookies, because they are just so quick. It's safer for the cookies if I do it that way. We're going to end up with just over 300 cookies. That's a lot of cookies in one day. And we're almost to the official 1,000 mark, not including the Awans, because they are uncountable. Take me with you. Gonna have to meet up with him like halfway. You guys are on opposite ends of the US, north to south wise, because he's all the way down in Texas. He's down in the Lone Star State with collecting them. What is that emo? It's so cute looking. Oh, it's collect slipping tea. I love that. I love that. That's adorable. Spinny spin. Let's take these ones off of the tray. Yeah, and these really, they come into their full snappiness like 24 hours later. Because Seamus and I, when I made these the very first time, I sampled one on stream and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so subtle, it's so light. And then I ate one the next day and I was like, oh, there's the ginger snap. It was much more pronounced. It wasn't like melt your face off pronounced, but it was much more pronounced. Because when Seamus tried one the very first time, he was like, they're not, snappy enough for me. And then we waited 24 hours and he was like, never mind. The flavor has developed. So these ones are definitely a cookie that's better the next day, should you choose to make it. Like, wait 24 hours and then you'll really get the full flavor. They come into their own, which probably could also be taken the wrong way. Especially with you heathens here. Ugh. 2 more on this tray, and then we just have to wait for the last one to come out. And give it a couple minutes, and then we'll take them off. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then these trays can just sit here to cool until they're ready to be washed. Because I don't need anybody, aka Seamus, burning their hands while washing them. I see. One of my wives lives there. Oh, which wife? Which wife who lives down there? We just gotta dose you with so many anxiety meds so you can make the trip. That's all, Tom Easy. So many anxiety meds. Oh, stretch that calf. Stretch that calf. Stretch them both. 90 seconds. 90 seconds till the next tray comes out. And then we'll give it like 2 minutes, and then I'll take them off of the tray, and then we'll go have some final chatter, and I'll make sure you have all of the times, of like the correct times, because I think I have it memorized right, but heaven knows that my freaking brain is all over the place with this process. It's a long process. It's a glorious process, but it's a long process. And it's for the best that I'm doing it over the course of 12 days. Yeah, also. Like I said, I had flour all over this apron. Yeah, there's a lot of flour on this apron. I was gonna wash it last night, and then I was like, why bother? You're about to make a floury mess again. You might as well just wait until you're done with that level of holy shitness, and then, you know, give it a wash. So it'll get washed tonight, and then tomorrow it'll be nice and fresh and not full of flour and grease and whatever the fuck else is in here. All right, let's take the last of the cookies off or out of the oven, and then give it a couple minutes, and we'll take them off the tray. I did add these cookies in, right? Did I remember to do that command? Did I remember to mark them down? My brain is melting. No, I didn't. Because we should have 4 times 3 is 12. Maybe I just added too many. Hang on. Yeah, I just added in too many. Perfect. Take it right back away. Take it right back away. Yeah, because 4 trays, 3 ways is 24 dozen, and 24 dozen is 288. So we almost crossed 300. That's a lot of cookies. I needed 170 and I got 288. This is one of those recipes though where you really cannot cut it in half because it only calls for 1 egg. So either you make double batch or you don't make enough. And that's the way it goes. So I have an extra 118 cookies, or almost 10 dozen. I have almost an extra 10 dozen cookies. I I only needed 14 dozen. Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Let's take the last of them off of the tray. They will not go to waste. They will not go to waste, Mary. Absolutely not. And no matter what Seamus tries to tell you, he cannot eat 10 dozen ginger snaps by himself, so he will have to share. I'm gonna repeat myself, Seamus. You cannot eat 10 dozen ginger snaps by yourself. You have bonbons and all sorts of other cookies to eat, and you're trying to lose weight. You don't need 10 dozen ginger snaps for yourself. You couldn't hear him, but he said, bet me. This is the worst time of year to be trying to lose weight, by the way. For the record. Do, do, do. It's so funny because a lot of these songs, I know a couple of lyrics here and there, but not enough to actually sing the song. Except for maybe Jingle Bells. Okay. Let me grab my stuff. I am going to head back in to be Desktop Sam. I will meet you guys over there. I'm going to turn this off so you won't be able to hear me for a moment. And we will find a place to go hang out. So stick with me because it's always nice to raid out. It's always nice to give people a look-see. So I'll meet you in the other room in just a second. Oh, don't you guys worry. I yelled at him for going near the ginger snaps, even if you couldn't hear it. Naughty, naughty Seamus. I have a fiance for sale. I have a fiance for sale. All right, let's see who is online and doing the stuff and the things. Because that is the next important step to this. He's a naughty buoy? Something like that, Nivex. That's the next important step for this. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me for this, though. Like, I love sharing my baking. I made ginger snaps today, Epic. I did. Welcome in. How are you? Yes. I made 24 dozen ginger snaps today. I hope people like ginger snaps. Because I have a few of them. Let's see. So many people on. You love ginger snaps? Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, not too much. Not too much at all. Only 24 dozen. Just a few. Just a few. There's no helping it. I either don't make enough or I make ridiculous amounts of too many. There's no in between with this recipe. I have so many choices. I have so many choices. You know what, though? I haven't gotten to go see Tootie in a while. So it's going to be food adjacent. Tootie is doing quad runs with caffeinated Esiclus and Banshee in Plate Up. It's always a good time. Tootie is really good at Plate Up. So if you've never, like if you need tips on how to be better at Plate Up, Tootie is where you get them from. I am good, but Tootie is good. Yeah, Plate Up. I love Plate Up. It is the bomb diggity. So we're gonna go say hello to Tootie. I will be back tomorrow. Let me verify the time, because like I said, these are the next and last persnickety cookie. Yeah, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. Candy canes. I am anticipating the candy canes to take no less than 6 hours. So I am expecting to be live from 2 p.m. Eastern to 8 p.m. Eastern because, good God. To give you an idea with the candy cane cookies, you take dough of 2 different colors and you roll it out as snakes. So you have 2 little lengths, and then you twist the snakes together, and then you form them into candy cane shapes on your tray, bake it, immediately remove them from the tray. Like, do not let them cool on the tray, and sprinkle them with a combination of granulated sugar and smashed up candy cane dust, which smashing the candy canes is very therapeutic, let me tell you what. It's so therapeutic, but they're so tedious. And again, this is one I had only slated to make a double batch because that's what I typically do. And then I looked at my actual numbers and realized I made a goof. I kind of need a triple batch. So yeah, like, I could get away with a double batch if I wanted exactly enough based on last year's numbers. But I have a tendency to break some of these because they're fragile. So we're going to do a triple batch. We're going to do a triple batch tomorrow. I hope that you'll come and join me for it. But in the meantime, let's go say hello to Tootie. If you're not already, get your booty in the Discord, because the Discord is where it's at. That is where we have chatter. It's where you can see my schedule with timestamps relevant to you because they'll be in your time zone. My recipes are all there, including this ginger snap recipe, and I have them made up into like little 4x6 cards that you are welcome to save and print, because I figured that would be easy, at least for the Christmas cookies. I don't have it for all of my recipes because that would be a lot more effort than I'm willing to make, but all of the recipes I've ever made on stream are in my Discord. So if you want access to them, easy squeezy, just join the Discord, check the bake with me roll, you got access to it. If you want to hang out on my socials, here they are. I'm terrible at keeping up with them, but sometimes I put funny shit on them. So would love the support, but no pressure. First raid message is if you're subscribed. Second raid message is if you are not. I am so grateful that you guys could be here with me today. Thank you so much, whether you rated, you followed, you tipped, you threw bits, you subscribed, you resubscribed, you chatted, you lurked. Like, however you chose to be here, I appreciate you for it, because the internet is a large thing, Twitch is huge, and you picked my little corner to come and hang out in, and that means a lot to me. And we're going to bring all of that wonderfulness over to Tootie. And in the meantime, friends, make sure you take a moment to look yourself in the mirror, tell yourself that you love you, and practice some self-care, because you matter, friends. And until tomorrow, have a good evening.